Hello, and here we're going to talk about combination. So the combination is just a combination between 1 to 5. In here we got 1, and the result will be 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5. In here it's going to be 2 3. We don't take 2 1 because 2 1 is already been declared in here. 2 4 and 2 5, and in 3 it's going to be 3 4 3 5. In 4 it's going to be 4 5. Okay, for the procedure code is going to be like this. We're going to start it, and we're going to get the combinations of the combination helper of combination utils. If the index is same as 2, it's going to be chop an array, or if not, it's going to check whether the ends and the the end of index and the end of index minus I is more greater than length minus index, and it's going to be recursive until we got what we want. Okay, without further ado, let's go. First we're going to go with Python, right? In here we're just going to make another temporary function like result array. It's going to be empty array, and we're going to take for item in combinations of the array, and the length is going to be L, and we're going to say that result array is going to be append by the item, and it's going to be print result array. I'm going to run this practice arrays combination with length and solution dot. See, we got what we want, but this is tuple. I don't want tuple, I want to be a list. So to change it, you need to just declare this and run this again. It's going to have what you want. Okay, and now we're going to Java. In here you can say solution object is going to be new solution, right? You're going to call the class their own class. In here you just going to make nested list, so it's going to be list array, array list, right? And integer is going to be result array, and it's going to be new array list. Okay, and we're going to create this one is maybe the same type as the final result. Get all combinations is going to be here, and just result array is going to be object of get all combinations, right? And we're going to pass the result array here, so we don't have to reinitiate that. But if you want to declare again and repeat the process, that's fine. But I don't want to do that. And we're going to say array and list. In here we got the same function and the same type as here, list and result array. And also I'm going to have an integer of the array, right? And also the integer of the length. See, okay, and we're going to just the end of product, we're going to return the result array. And in here you're going to have the data, so I'm going to declare the data. Data is going to be new integer who has 2 in here. not 2 but L, right? So the data is just kind of a combination that we need is going to be 2 combinations, and I'm going to say array.len is going to be array.length. Okay, and in here I'm going to just check this one. The result is going to be combination utils, right? It's going to have an array the data, and start the end of this, and the index and the length. But since we don't have this, we're going to change this into 0 0, and the end of this is going to be array len -1, right? We're going to declare this as just array list, right? Integer. Going to have this, and going to import everything in here, data, and also the start and index, and also the length of it. Okay, and in here we just say it's going to be list, so integer of array, integer of data array. Also in here it's going to be integer of the start, integer of end, and integer of index, right? The last one is going to be integer of 2, integer of length, right? And we're going to check it if the index is same as L, right? Going to 4, integer I is same as 0, I is less than L, and I is plus plus. It's going to be a result, and but we don't have anything, right? We just declare the result in here. Going to be same as array integer, and it's going to be a new array result, new array list. Okay, the result is going to be add, and the result is going to be data in I, and in here it's going to be return result. Okay, after the if, we're going to check it again for integer j is same as start, and j is less than n. This is there is 2 situation in here, j is less than n, and we're going to say n minus j plus 1 is bigger than length minus index, right? Let's make this, and we're going to say j plus plus, and we're going to change the data index into an array of j, and the last one is going to be result dot add all. That add all is just what we call it, combine everything in here. Going to say combinations utils. This is going to have an array to data 0, array len -1, 0, and L, and we're going to return the result in here at the end. Okay, but this is still an array, not a listed array. We need something to cut the flat array into 2 chunks. So I'm going to say this in here, array chop, right? Array chop is going to add an array list, and also array list as an array, right? And also integer as length. And here we're going to say, just copy this one for result, right? result in here is going to be result, same as a new just array list, even though it's nested. I'm going to say integer array length is going to be array.length or .size, okay, the same on here. And going to say for integer I is same as 0, I is less than array length, right? And I is plus same as L, and the result add is going to be new array list integer. It's going to have an array of sub list, and it's going to be add to be I, from I to math dot minimum for minimum of array length I plus L. Take the minimum one. So you can see a chop in here. We're going to change it here because it will result in error. So after we change it there, it's going to be fine. Something is fine here. Oh, you don't have return, and you're going to return the result, right? Okay, we got the combination right in here, and the next one we're going to go to the Go. I mean, we're going to solve this with Go. First one, we're going to copy all this one. This will be the same, so it's going to be function of this, and also we will got combination utils in here. So I'm going to say combination utils in here, and also another one is just array chop in here. So it's going to be function array chop in here. Okay, and in here I'm just say result array is result array will be get all combinations, right? Get all combination in here, and it's going to be an array and the length, and in here it's going to be also an array and length. It will call it will call the result array. Just say result array. I'm going to make it another, and in here we're going to copy this, right? So the ending is going to be result array, and we have the data in here. It's going to be make an integer with the length of 2, so it's going to be 2 in here. Don't forget, if you didn't create it, just make 1, and in here it's going to say, do we need this? Maybe not. So let me think. We need array length of the function is going to be length of array, right? The array is going to be an integer, and the L is going to be integer, right? And in here we're going to say just return array chop. Inside array chop you're going to have a list and the length. Inside here is going to be combination utils, right? Combination utils of the array data start and index L. Just copy this one and have this, but we don't have the index, so it's going to be 0. We don't have the n, it's going to be array length -1. We're going to have the start, so going to be 0, I think it's about it. And in here it's going to be, okay, should be integer, list of integer. It's going to be just integer. The n is just going to be the integer, and the index is going to be integer, l is going to be integer. And we're going to say, okay, if index is same as l, we're going to do is we're going to iterate for e is same as 0, e is less than e is less than l and e plus plus, right? And we're going to append the result here. Maybe we're going to make a result in here. It's going to be just integer with level 1, right? So the flat integer, right? Result is going to be append. So we're going to say append of the result and the data of the j. Data of e. And in here we're going to just return the result. After this, if we're going to check for, right, for j is same as start, and say j is less same as n, and j is n minus j plus 1 is more bigger than l minus index. It's going to be j plus plus, right? In here we're going to say data of the index is going to be the same as array j, and we're going to result append, like append of the result in here with just copy this one, right, with just combination utils, but that's slightly different in here. This is going to be a j plus 1, and index is going to be index plus 1, right? We don't need this again, we just say n, right? But to make things more smooth, we're going to just iterate this, right? And the end is going to be return the result, and we're going to chop this, maybe this combination utils. So we're going to have an array in here. It's going to be just integer, and also l in here is going to be integer, and we're going to make nested list in here. So I'm going to say result, just make result, right, same as integer with the 0 declarations, just empty integer, and going to say for e is same as 0, e is less than len of array, e plus plus, and here I'm going to be new result. It's going to be append of new result array of the I to I plus 1, and we're going to return new result in here. So I think it's already clear. Okay, and we're going in here. Seems everything is fine. Let's go. So we got the combination of all of this, right? And another one, we're going to go to, what is it? The solution in Java and JS, but hey, this is already been created, and we're going to just copy this one, and we need combination, right? So it's going to have a constants of combinations. going to be empty. It's going to be here, and also another one is going to be same, right? Cons array chop. Okay, see, in here we're going to say, okay, in here we're going to have result array. It's going to be combination utils of the result array, so we don't have to reinitiate this, and array data data array and 0 of the array len -1 is going to be 0 of the L. It should be good, right? It's going to have the result in here, and I'm going to have what we call it, array, the data, and start, and index. The difference is we include the result in here, right? You will understand after this why we're going to recreate the result even though we include it. So in here we're going to have an index same as L, right? And we're going to check whether the for let I is same as 0, right? I is less than L, and I is plus same and plus. Going to result dot push of the data in I, and before the if end we're going to return the result. And if it's just go after the if, we're going to say let j same as star, and j is going to be less same as n, and the n is going to be minus j plus 1 is greater than L, going to be j plus plus. It's going to be data index, going to be array j, going to result return result push push result push. I'm going to have a combination util in here. It's going to have a result, an array data j plus 1, right, and index plus 1 and L. Okay, just let's take this node into node practice. A combination with lang solution.js undefined, right? Because we don't return anything in here, just return the result array. Wait a minute, in here also we don't return the result. See, we got 1 2 1 4 3 4. I think it's missing one, the 4 5, right? 3 4 and 4 5. Wait, let me think about it. Should be great. Okay, index was going to be j, alright, j is going to be start, it's going to be 0 0. Okay, in here we got the right result, right? But we have to iterate this one, so it's going to be a flat list. So we got this, and we're going to chop this into 2, right? Just make this one like result array is going to be array result, and going to have L in here, and in here you're going to make a new result, temporary, just do result here, and you're going to have a temporary one, and for let I is same as 0, I is less than length of the array, or maybe array dot length, right? I plus plus is going to have a temporary of the array, is going to in here array dot slice of the I is going to be I plus L, and it's going to be a result in here same as push, apply the result one, and we're going to have temporary inside what do you call it, temporary inside list, and we're going to return the result. See, and let's check this one. See, we have what is it, the function that we need, and another one is going to be solution with PHP. PHP will be the same. We're going to just copy this one, right, and JS combination utils. I'm going to say function in here, function combination utils using array data start and index and the length. Just give all the dollar in prefix, prefix, right, data and also array, and we're going to have this one. Copy the get all combinations, so I'm going to say function get all combination. We don't need the array chop because it has array chunk in the PHP one, so it's going to have an array and a length, right, here. So we're going to say for combination it's going to be just echo this, right, or maybe fadam is more better, I think. Fadam is get all combination. Copy this one, just copy this, right, and don't forget so it's going to be result array, right, result array is going to be array, and it's going to be data, it's going to be data using array in here. In here you're going to have an array of length, same as combination. Just copy this one, right, combination utils, right, and in here you're going to have start. You don't have start, so you're going to be 0, and you don't have and you're going to be just length of the array, so going to be array length, count as array. Just don't forget the end of this, going to be $-1, right, and we're going to not array length, right? the result is going to be here, and we're going to just return the result. Come on, return result in here, right? So copy result array, and here we got this one, and we're going to check if index is same as the length, and we're going to do the same thing for the I is same as 0, I is less than L, right? I plus plus. I'm going to make another result in here, going to be array, empty array. This is for final result, going to be array push in here, array push in here, see, and we're going to include the data of I, right? If everything went smooth, we're going to return this one, just return the result, right? Else we're going to do another for, say j is same as star, right? And it's going to be sn as j is less than same as n, and you're going to check whether the n minus j plus 1 is greater than L minus index. This is the core of it, right? After this, we're going to have j plus plus, and else we're going to have what do we call it? Data in here. Data of the index is going to be array of j. After this, we're going to say array push, put the result in here, array push the result, and also the combination of utils and others. But we're going to change this one, right? Start is going to be it's going to be j plus 1, index will be index plus 1, and everything seems perfect. And we're going to just return the result in here, return the result, right? Okay, just clean this. Going to say PHP practice array combination.length solution.php. Expecting n21. Now what happened? Oh, here. See, I don't think there's problem here. See, we have the same thing as the Java one, right, in here. So meaning that in here is the result should be like this, It's just an array. I'm sorry. It's just an array of an array. No, we don't use the chop one, right? Just copy this one, meaning that the structure of the result is going to be like this when we have result, only result, and we don't iterate this one. The PHP one is going to be, come on, wait, what happened? Return result there. Return result already. Going to be like this. This is the same as the one that we see in the what do you call it? The PHP. So the PHP is going to be like that, and we're going to flatten up. So we're going to make into one function. So we're going to flatten it. So in order to do that, we're going to say function, say this function, going to flatten array. In here we have just the return array, right? Return array, and we're going to make in here just result. It's the result of our array. We need this temporary variable. I'm going to say all is going to be new recursive recursive iterator, iterator, and here is you're going to have a new recursive array iterator, right? Just pass this one, okay, and we're going to say for each the it as the all as item, the all as item in here, and we're going to say array push. It's going to be as result as item, and we're going to return as result. And we're going to run this one like this. Array combination with lang solution.php. See, we have this one. This will be, I'm sorry, no, we're going to flatten the array, right? So in here, the combination, we're going to flatten it, and after we run it, it's going to be one level, but we're going to chunk it. So array chunk is going to be here, and the length of it L. See, we have two, we chunk it into two. This is the result of the PHP, and the last one is going to be the Ruby, right? The Ruby we just put in here, puts the bracket, and we're going to say array.combination. Array.combination inside here is L is going to be 2A. Just clear this, and we're going to say Ruby practice array combination with lang and solution.rb. See, we got what we want. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you for your stay, and we will meet you in the next tutorial.